Dylan, what was kind of the same question? What was it like hearing making stops against this kind of prolific Oregon offense, and then hearing the crowd go silent on Saturday?
Yeah, honestly, for the past 2 times I've played at Oregon, their crowd and stadium seems to pump us up more than seems to pump them up. But it's just nice to go out there and just be able to shut down such a talked about offense. And we knew that's what we were going to do going into the game. So yeah, it was just it's nice to be able to do that, know that you have that power under your belt.
What do you think it is about this defense that allows so many guys to rotate in and out, and a guy will go out with an injury, another guy comes in, and you guys seemingly don't miss a beat?
Yeah, honestly, I think the biggest thing is just buying in. Everyone's bought into this defense. It doesn't matter if you're first, second, or third string. Everyone knows the defense like the back of their hand, and everyone's, like I said, bought in, and everyone's willing to do whatever it takes to just get the job done. So.
Is it that simple that everyone's bought in? I mean, what's really the key? Because I think most teams, if you lose a handful of players, there's going to be some drop-off. But with you guys, it just seems like the next person comes up and it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly kind of the thing we've talked about. One guy goes down, next man up. That's your role as an underclassman. That's your role as a backup, is to be just as ready, if not more, ready than the starter, because when your number's called, you got to be able to step up for the team like that. I know that me and Frankie have a thing, like we just kind of compete, constantly. He goes and gets a sack, he'll come out and say it's my turn. I go out, get a sack. It's just how it is with every position in this defense, and it's awesome.
Was that your first career sack?
It was marked down, I guess it was. I'm not sure.
What was it like? If you didn't know, then I don't know if you know what it was like, but.
It was exciting. Just playing fast. Felt good to finally be moving around again out there. Got some more plays on defense, so it was just, it was nice. It was fun.
You talk about the next man up mentality. I mean, how has a guy like Peyton been helpful to you guys as a defense, kind of having the bird's eye view of games and watching down there?
Peyton's just a smart football player. He's really intelligent with the game, and he also brings kind of a energy to us that just kind of go out there and play for him. He was such a energetic, or is still an energetic player, and just personally, I always will go out there. I'll take a bullet for Peyton. Everything he's done for this defense as a leader, this team as a leader. I think he's just made a really big impact on everybody emotionally and physically as a leader, and people are just go to war for him. So.
What do you know about Cal, if anything? I know it's a quick turnaround, so you might know a little bit more than usual on a Monday. Watched a little bit of film. They're a Big Ten personnel team. They like to throw the ball a little bit, but they're also capable of running it. So just got to go into this week just like every other week. One game a week, and keep studying on them and see what they got. And I'm not sure if you know the answer to this, but obviously Bo Baldwin, the offensive coordinator there at Cal, do you see similarities in what they're doing now versus what they did last year when you guys played Eastern Washington?
A little bit. I don't think their quarterback likes to run as much as Eastern did last year. I know they kind of like to spread the field a little bit, throw the ball around a little bit. So, maybe a little bit, but, like I said, every team's different, and you got to just focus on this week.
You mentioned what it was like to play on the road at Autzen, but just in general, this team seems to enjoy playing on the road. What is it about that for you guys?
As far as the defense goes, it's quieter. As much as I love how loud Martin Stadium gets, it's nice just to be able to not be screaming the checks and the audibles and stuff on defense. It's nice to have that crowd kind of calm down a little bit, and just be able to move and communicate better as a defense, I would say, is probably the biggest thing for me.
Is there interactions between you guys and the secondary in the game? If so, like, you guys talking about, because it's just you guys really, the secondary really feeds off of your guys' play and pressuring the quarterback.
Yeah, there's communication all over the defense. It just depends on the call. You can get, I can get checks from a DB, I can get checks from a linebacker, I can get checks from an inside lineman. So just depending on the call. But definitely, the energy feeds off each other. We always talk about it starts up front, getting pressure on the quarterback. And, I mean, as you can see the past couple of weeks, getting pressure on the quarterback makes a bad throw. And then, those guys that got our back there, so they'll make the most of it when we get pressure up front.
What do you think about the camaraderie that they have? They call themselves the Hot Boys, and they really look forward to going out and shutting out opposing quarterbacks.
Yep. I love it. I love the energy they bring to the table, the pride they're taking as far as, being the Hot Boys and everything like that. They're all, we got a bunch of great players back there. And, yeah, like I said, I feed off their energy as much as I can because, it's just like the domino effect. One section of the defense gets rolling and starts knocking every domino down, and we all start rolling. So,
who's the biggest energizer out of the group in the secondary? That maybe if you pick one guy to get everyone going, it's usually him.
Not too many of them are vocal like that, I would say. I just kind of talk to them individually before the game. As far as, like, Jalen goes, just the way he plays feeds me energy. Just, he's flying around downhill. Same thing with Rob, and then you got Molt and those guys on the edges, being physical. And when I see that, and they're getting physical and pushing the receivers all over the place and the ball flies way over their head, I'm just like, great job, it's just feeding off of that.
Any questions on the line for Dylan Hanser?
Hey Dylan, it's Beth. Did you guys see, anything from Jihad Woods or Justice Rogers in fall camp or in the spring that gave you confidence in what they would be able to do if their number were called this season?
Yeah, definitely. As far as Coach Wilson goes, he holds his guys, everyone on the defense does, I shouldn't just say that, but Coach Wilson holds his guys to a standard. As far as the next man up mentality is huge in his room, and it's huge in all over the defense too, but he would throw those guys in with the ones at fall camp, and they would perform. They got looks right away, and I honestly had confidence in those two right off the bat because I was seeing how they were studying. Justice is definitely a student of the game. He loves to know every detail of the playbook, and Jihad's he's a baller, he's a playmaker, and so yeah, I think I had confidence with them right out the gate.
And do you feel like teams play you guys differently now in the sense that, you're now a top 10 team, you sort of have that target on your back? Do you feel like suddenly you're no longer the underdog, or do you guys still go into games feeling like you have something to prove?
As far as just like a motivational standpoint, I think we always want to go in showing that we have something to prove. No matter if we're the underdog or not, we set goals to, achieve during a game that are raising the bar constantly. So no, I mean, we take every game the same. I feel the same going into every game. Anyone can be beaten on any given day. I mean, just look at, Iowa State and Oklahoma this last weekend. Anyone can be beat, so I think we keep our same mentality every week.
How have you guys managed to kind of keep that even keel, right? Like, I think last season, for example, it seemed like there was a different sort of vibe going on in the locker room, whereas this year you guys have stayed really even emotionally. What kind of goes into making that happen?
I think just leadership, honestly, all around the board. We got a lot of guys that have been around the block here. We got a lot of guys with some street cred, and I think just having the young guys look up to us, even though a lot of the young guys play, just shows that, do it for the guy next to you. And I think that, this team has a really good chemistry no matter what year you are. And I think that it just kind of transfers over to the games on everyone knows they have a job to do. Everyone knows they have to be locked in. And so, yeah, it just kind of carries over from leadership, I would say.
So are the seniors going around the locker room saying, hey, guys, forget that one, things like that, like sort of keep your head down? Like, is this a vocal effort, or what is it that the seniors are doing to kind of keep the team in check?
I mean, it's not just even the seniors. It's just, everyone just kind of has a positive mindset, going in the game. I mean, it does definitely start with the leaders and the seniors, going around the locker room just saying, let's go, like, be locked in, ready to play. I know I've talked to some younger guys, and I talked to Justice. I was just like, just be locked in, ready to go, because you never know when your number's going to get called, and just things like that, and it just, honestly, like I said earlier, it's just a domino effect. It just, once, a couple guys are getting all excited to play, it just kind of carries over to everybody.
Thank you.
Other questions on the phone line for Dylan? Okay, last chance in the room.
What are your thoughts on the Coach Manning Twitter videos, and does the team rally behind those? Do you guys all watch those?
In my position group, Hunter likes to give him a little grief for him. It's kind of funny, but, I love it. I love Coach Manning's energy, especially a guy that's, played in the NFL. He knows what it takes. He knows what it's like to play at the top level. And, his energy that, transform, that's another thing that helps us out, just like Coach's energy, the coaches being positive. And, personally, I love it. I love his energy, and it definitely helps me get more juice for the game.
So Hunter's the one that's got the best impression of him, if we had to ask someone?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that's good to know. And also, just with Grinch in particular, what are your thoughts? Because I don't think we've been able to talk to you about this. What are your thoughts about Grinch? And just looking down the road, do you think that he's a head coach type?
My thoughts on Coach Grinch is he's an amazing coach. Everything he does is dot his I's, cross his T's. It just, honestly, him being the way he is just kind of also carries over to players, and it's just like, even though you don't want him to be all the time, but he's always right. And he always has a point for what he says, and he's always proving that point right. And, I 100% think he'd be a head coach anywhere.
Luke Falk, after the game, Coach Grinch said, after practice, I should say, that it was an eerie feeling on the bus ride to the airport going home last night. And Luke Falk said that it was probably the quickest game you guys put in the back burners. Can you speak on that? And was it?
I mean, yeah, we knew we had a job to do this weekend, but we also knew that we had a short week coming this week. So, honestly, yeah, I feel the same way. Like, as soon as we got on the airplane, we were all talking about Cal, kind of. We were all talking about how we were going to have practice last night and then again tonight. And just, it just switches over quick when you have these Friday games. And as happy as we are with, 6 wins, it's only 6 wins, and it really gets us nowhere. So, it'll be a lot better when we win the next 6. So.
And then, music-wise, you guys were playing some Tupac early in practice, California Lovin' and some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was that meant to be like that going back to California? Or?
I don't think so. You'll have to ask Coach Manning because, the guy who plays our music, you never know what he's going to get. But I know that Coach Manning's been whispering in his ear to get some of his old tunes that he liked and stuff because he doesn't like too many of the new school rap. But so, no, I don't think it had any relation. It was just kind of, just promo music.
Frankie told us after the game that one of your coaches, you guys were having a team meeting on Friday night before the game and talked about snakes. Can you expand on that? What coach was that? Yeah,
Coach Kip. He's the GA for the outside linebackers, and he's awesome. He played in the NFL for a while. He brings a lot of energy, and he just talked about being, we were talking about playing fast because all week it was like this fast offense, and we were a fast defense, and it was just quick like a snake. And then he talked about the snake bite, and he had this video that he brought up and stuff, and it was basically just, be as physical and mean as a snake, and it'll hurt to be be bit. So
a video of a snake biting someone, or
no, it was just this snake that was just like it almost looked like it was coming out of camera, and then it would flash back to it was cool.
Does anyone ever ask Luke about his gross hat? Like, give him grief for how weird and old it is?
Yeah, no. Luke and me were on our recruiting visit together. We were the first ones to meet each other here, and he had that hat on. So that was 5 years ago and 6 years ago now. And yeah, I mean, he gets grief for it all the time. He doesn't care.
Is that a good metaphor for Luke? Just doesn't really care with the outside things. He's just gonna wear this old raggedy thing and do what he likes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Luke's he's got his own methods and he sticks to them, and no one's gonna get him off of it. So.
Last chance for Dylan.
Just real quick with Alex Grinch, have you noticed in your years here, has he kind of created just with bringing certain guys in, these guys all seem very emotionally stable. Has it increased, like the young guys being able to come in, not being scared at all to make an impact, and they, embrace the position? Has there been kind of an upswing, I guess, in the people that Grinch has brought in?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like the whole coaching staff is a great recruiting staff. As far as he bringing guys in, not everyone gets it right off the bat, but I think having leadership here helps that, and also the way he coaches, and as starting with fall camp, like the walkthroughs we do and all the studying and the books they put together for us. I mean, there's no way that you should be confused. There's so much out there for you. Film coaches are always available, so I think just his whole coaching method and everything has definitely helped the young guys just be ready. Like I said, anyone can hop in at any time. So.